instead of throwing an interception at the end of the game, the Dolphins need the Tua that finds Devontae Smith for Nick Saban to show up.
There you go.
And the question is he the right guy? Is that a fair question to ask right now?
It is a very fair question. And Rich, it's so it's so sensitive on Tua because we've seen him go through all of the concussions and we've seen him miss time with some catastrophic things. And also we see those times of brilliance. Like last night, there were times when Tua looked, when he gets in that rhythm and he's just in a free flow and pushing the ball downfield. He made some plays with his legs last night. I was actually more impressed with him evading the rush and being able to push the ball down the field at times in that game as well. So there are things about Tua that is always going to be tantalizing and enticing, but obviously, like, I don't know it right in front of me, but I think he's at like 4 interceptions on the season already, and we through week 3, which is not a good sign for what you're trying to do, and especially in offense. And think about how far we're away from this, Rich. This team put up 70 points in Denver at the beginning of the season. Was that last year or 2 years ago?
It was McDaniel's first year. They came out of the box really, coming back on the Ravens and doing stuff like that,
Absolutely. So you thought the trajectory, especially offensively, and the way that Tua played and the way that they paid him, that this was going to be a constant with this football team. And the outing hasn't been bad the last 2 weeks. And obviously the crushing interception. But ultimately, man, it's like, I don't think you can get rid of the quarterback. I think he plays well enough for you to still feel like you can get something going. And then, too, like this part of it, Rich, and what they were doing successfully, and I got to get to it at the line of scrimmage. Miami doesn't run the ball well anymore. And I think people forgot how good they were on the ground when they had Mostert and they drafted Achane. Remember, we talked about all of the speed and the track runners. That's when that offense was absolutely phenomenal. And they had some runs last night that was really good, physical runs. But it feels like this offense has become one-dimensional a little bit, and they depend on, obviously, Tua making throw after throw after throw and trying to get the ball in Jalen Waddle's hands and trying to get it in Tyreek hand and see if they can be dynamic. And that's something that Mike McDaniel is going to have to fix as an offensive coordinator. That's something offensive line with Chris Greer. You're going to have to figure out if you got the right guys up there or if you need to retool the line of scrimmage. But I don't think Tua is the issue. I hate the interceptions that he's thrown at this point in the season, but I think you still have enough faith, especially last night for a large majority of that game, that this guy can win games for you in the NFL minus these mistakes that he's been making this particular year. Miami, like I said, Rich, you think about how long we've been in this conversation. It's a conundrum a little bit, man. It's not as simple as saying, let's do this and let's do that, and now we back on track. They've had the player stuff. They've had if Mike McDaniel has the locker room, like you just asked, like everybody is asking. The defense didn't look good at all last night, but again, you probably give them a little credit because that's Josh Allen and all of that. But in the same vein, the fear is that the rest of them catch up. Because remember, we thought this division was just really Miami and obviously the Buffalo Bills. Well, once it turns and you still kind of running in the mud, now you vying for a 3rd or 4th spot potentially, as opposed to your conference your division just being down and you by default getting second place in that. And I think that's the fear that they have to have right now as far as if they going in the right direction.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.